traversed the tombs of Naxxramas. We've climbed every cliff on Black Rock. Now the world cries out for heroes. As a new evil rises, there will be danger. There will be doom. There will be ancient temples filled with relics, treasures, and traps. Who will answer the call?
Explorers lead, and we are in need of explorers. Adventure we seek, cross land and sea. Want to come and join us?
Oh, yes!
Hello everybody and welcome to StarLadder I-League. I'm your host Savit. Oh my god, that was the worst start I had, Savit, in years. I obviously didn't mention you, Savit. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm really excited about the games today. We have a lot of stars fittingly playing in the StarLadder. Some of the brightest ones. We have the European champion Thijs. We have Hoej, who just had an amazing run in DreamHack. Didn't win the thing, but still really impressive. Striker Amas. Oh man.
Absolutely, there's a lot of great players. So let's talk about the format a bit and what are we doing here. So first, this is, as mentioned, StarLadder I-League. This is the second season because the first one, Stansivka won it. There was a long season where offline finals were taking place in Ukraine, or was it Belarus? I'm not exactly sure, but Stansivka won, and this is the second season, a very nice league, and we'll have 20 players participating in the first part. 6 out of those players will actually advance to the offline finals, and then there's the second part with the Chinese players, where 2 will advance to the offline finals. The offline finals will happen in January, but in December we'll have a lot of Hearthstone action. So every day, almost at 6 p.m., there will be matches being commentated by different casters. Today we're opening with Savitz. We'll be here tomorrow as well, and then we have other great casters. We'll have Talon Grace, Lothar. We have Noxious as well. So many different casters commentating for the next couple of days. Me and Savitz will be back as well. We'll start with Group A, and the format is, for the Group A at least, and the other groups as well, it's round robin, because every group has 5 players. So, Savitz, how does round robin work?
Well, all of the players are going to be playing each other. Yeah, but not only that, but it's going to be a conquest. So we haven't seen that much conquest lately, and well, we did see it in the World Championships, and we're going to see it once more here. Some other tournaments have drifted towards last year or standing, but I think it's really cool. The conquest is still alive and kicking, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of conquest lineups these players have prepared with the new League of Explorers cards.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point, because mostly the last year standing Reno decks surfaced at some point, but is Reno viable in Conquest? Is Brown Bronzebeard viable in Conquest? I know which card is absolutely viable in Conquest. The card is Mystery's Challenger. It's not going anywhere for some time.
Yeah, absolutely. I would expect to see quite a few Paladins, at least from Hoej, because that was one of his signature decks in DreamHack. So in the first match, I would be shocked if Hoej wasn't bringing his Paladin. But yeah, like you mentioned, those new highly impactful cards, especially Brown Bronzebeard and Reno Jackson. I would expect to see some of those cards getting played. Maybe Bran in a Malgus Warlock or Reno in a Reno Warlock.
Yeah, absolutely. Malgus Warlock is a deck I really want to see, and there is a Warlock from Hoej in his lineup, so hopefully that's the one. But look at their lineups. Standard, Druid, obvious, and Paladin, obvious as well. Even though there are different builds of Paladins. Like some people play 4 secrets, some people play 6 secrets, some people play more aggressive version, or maybe without secrets even. The mid-range Paladin right now with Kipro Vuldaman, another new card, is pretty strong as well.
Yeah, looking at this lineup, both players with Paladin and both players with Druid. Pretty solid picks. I would expect Thijs as well to be playing the Secrets Paladin. Hoej almost certainly is.
Yeah, I was mostly favoring the Secret Paladin before, so I would expect the same deck, especially because at DreamHack Winter, his score with the Paladin was 22-2. Even though it's Conquest, the score is actually amazing.
Yeah, and Warlock and Warrior are the different classes that these players have. Thijs probably playing Patron. I would actually expect him to be playing some sort of Patron here. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Thijs, because he was playing Patreon at the World Championships, I think he would transition to the same deck. But on the other hand, Thijs, is a control player from the old days. So he was one of the most known control warrior players. So he might actually bring the same deck. And the game actually started right now. I can see the mulligans.
So I can't quite see anything. Okay, now I can see it. Here we go. So it's going to be Thijs with his Secrets Paladin going up against Hoej's Druid in the first game, and I would have to give the edge in this matchup to the Paladin. And so quite often it's difficult for the Druid to keep up with the early aggression from the Paladin unless they get the innervates early on, or maybe if there's a mind control deck decked in, that could help with dealing with multiple minions.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Druid has some tools, but mostly it's not enough, especially if a Paladin has a strong curve. And we can already see that Thijs has an amazing curve with Secret Keeper, Shielded Meatbot, Master, so this is exactly what he wants. If he picks up a 4-drop somewhere along the way, it will be amazing. And also Dr. Boom on 6 with the coin. On the other hand, what do you think about Hoej's hand?
Oh, it's quite bad, I have to say. There's no Darnassus Aspirant, Wild Growth, or Innervate. Those are the 6 cards. He's running 2 of each, most likely. Those are the 6 cards that he would love to see right now, and he has none of them. Not even a Wrath for the Secret Keeper. So right now, Hoej looking like he might be in trouble unless he picks up some of those cards from the next draws.
Yeah, it seems like he will be forced to play Tempo Beacon Hunter, which is such a meme, but he might not have a choice.
Yeah, he might have to do it, and what's even worse for him is that there's that Dr. Boom in Thijs' hand, so in the long run, it might not work out so well, but if you Hoej and you have no other play aside from the big game, I think he has to go for it.
And Thijs actually got Mystery's Challenger as well. He had a couple of choices here. He could have not played a Noble Sacrifice.
Yeah, but he wanted to buff that Secret Keeper right now so that it doesn't die to a hero power. And Hoej has nothing but the big game hunters to play here. With that shielded mini, but it's kind of tempting to just hero power, but yeah, I mean, I guess you just hero power, because otherwise the shielded mini, but Divine Shielded Strays for the big game hunter. So using your face instead on the shielded mini, but kind of does the same thing, except that you take a tiny bit more damage. Like it's 3 points of damage is the difference. Because you do heal up for 1, you take 2 right now, you're gonna take additional 2 next turn, but the BGH later on might be so powerful. He's gonna do that. And Hoej probably happy to see that Noble Sacrifice actually. Because the hero power accomplishes more.
Absolutely, absolutely. Also, like the Big Game Hunter, normally, even if you throw it right now, it can be used. It will be useful in the future, because Big Game Hunter is one of the best tools versus Mystery Challenger. If you are able to proc Avenge and actually land it on Mystery Challenger, that's the great tool to actually deal with it and kill it right away. Same with Dr. Boom. That's why a very good choice not playing the Big Game Hunter right there.
Yeah. Thijs, picking up another secret, plays the competitive spirit, and the dude wants to play a little bit around swipe. If he was to go for the master for battle, he could be punished by a swipe from Hoej's side, so very smart play there.
That Wild Growth is like slap to the face.
Yeah, that would have been so good on either one of the previous turns, but right now he can't even play it anymore because it would be too weak and has to go for the Shredder, which on its own it's like okay, but he's already so far behind. The Shredder might not help enough to catch up.
Savita, I just noticed Hoej actually had a parrot on his shoulder. He's like a pirate. The parrot disappeared right now, but it was there for a moment.
Wow. Yeah, that's oh wow, I can see it now.
Look at that. He's not faced by the parrot at all. Like his facial expression didn't change.
Like nothing happened. I would be like, I don't know. I mean, I guess I would be kind of freaking out if a parrot just appeared above my head, but I is probably used to it. Oh, that's one of the better the 2-drops that he could get from the Shredder. The body on the Blood Mage Thanos is only a 1/1, but the extra card draw might be extremely valuable.
Yeah, but what is he really looking for? What card can change this game? Right now, Thijs is in an amazing situation. He's just building up the board, and Druid is really tough with coming back from those situations, from those spots. If he gets something like an Innervate, you have 7 mana. Not really the best. Swipe, tough to use Swipe if the Thanos survives. If the Thanos actually dies, and it's obviously that is gonna die over here.
I really like the Master for Battle on this turn instead of the previous one, because now, even if there was that swipe, yes, it would clear quite a bit, but there would still be a 3/2 Shielded Minibot and a 2/1 dude on the board. And not only that, but it's a turn 5 swipe instead of the turn 4 swipe. So on turn 5, quite often has a lot of powerful plays, and swipe is not what you want to be doing there. One mana gets wasted and you don't get to play your 5-drop.
Yeah, but still, he might be forced to play the swipe.
Oh
here
yeah,
because
definitely.
if
It seems like he has to do it. That Secret Keeper is getting out of control. If there was one more secret, it would go up to 5 power already. Swipe,
Yeah.
good draw there, but he's still way behind. Already down to 16 HP.
It seems like this turn is not that great for Thijs compared to the other turns and compared to the future turns, but it's still good enough. Developing one more minion on the board, and actually with the dude as well, having that power. Right now, Hoej might need another swipe.
Second swipe would help him a little bit here. But Shade of Naxxramas is not going to do it, and well, it's not going to be the end of the game just yet. He has some options here. He could taunt Druid of Claw, for example, but sure, he's looking grim.
Yeah, I think like Druid of the Claw is probably the best choice. If you go for Keeper to kill the free 2, there is redemption as well, so you might need to go and use hero power to attack into the 1/1. But even with redemption, you still take damage from the dagger. So nothing is really great here, and the Druid of the Claw might be the only way to try to survive at least.
Yeah, that seems like the best play in this situation. But he might be already thinking about the next game, what to pick against this Paladin. He knows that it's very unlikely that it would be enough. But I don't expect to see a concede here just yet, because there is so much on the line. These players are playing for those $50,000.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point as well. It's a $50,000 prize pool. $50,000 prize pool is really huge.
Yeah, one of the bigger leagues in Hearthstone ever. And just a Doctor 6, as some tend to call it, and 3 secrets get added to Thijs' side. Puts Hoej down to 1 HP already on turn 6, and he's looking at his last turn. Savage Rod from the top, not going to do it.
Yeah, it's not gonna help Hoej. So Thijs is gonna get the win with Paladin, but this is Conquest. So Paladin is gonna get crossed, and he'll have to win with other decks, where Hoej can actually continue with his Druid deck. He didn't show that many cards. He actually showed only the standard Druid cards, and he was playing a standard version. Have you seen anything specific that's standing out in his Druid deck?
Not really. It looks to be fairly normal. Sylvanas Windrunner is a card that it's not always there. That's like the one that I kind of sticked out the most from the Druid. Sometimes some players only play 2 Force of Natures maybe, and the Emperor. No aggressive additions like Living Roots in the Druid.
Yeah, we haven't seen Aspirant as well. I'm not sure how much Hoej likes the card. He might be playing 1 only, but overall I really like it. It's not a ramp element.
To correct myself a little bit, I was saying that it would be Hoej now picking this next deck against Thijs' Paladin. That is not the case. We are playing Conquest here. So Thijs has his Paladin now out of this game, and he has a 1-0 lead. So Thijs is now looking for a win with his Druid and his Warrior. Hoej can keep playing his Druid or go with one of his other classes, either Paladin or Warlock. Let's see what it is.
So you probably will expect Druids. Well, it's Druid or Warrior. So Thijs can actually randomize the picks, and we already see he actually picked the Warrior. With the Whirlwind, it should be Patron, the new version of the new version of Patron with more minions. And from Hoej, he just sticks with Druid. So what do you think about this matchup?
Well, I like it for the Warrior side a little bit more, but it's Druid definitely not bad with the right starting cards. Maybe Shade of Naxxramas if you get it out early. It can do a lot of work. There are some ways to kill the Shade, like double Whirlwind effect immediately, but if it's played on turn 2, it almost requires the exact double Whirlwind to be in the hand, since something like a Death Rattle from an Unstable Ghoul or a Death Rattle from a Death Spite not going to happen just that early.
Yeah, absolutely. On the other hand, like if you miss the early ramp elements, if you're a bit slow with Druid, the Warrior can just kill you with the simple minions. But we can see Hoej actually picked up the Wild Grove, which is really important, as well as the Shade as well.
This time around, Hoej has a good starting hand. In the previous match, quite a lackluster, I have to say, but right now he's looking at the coin, Wild Growth. even an aspirant if he wants to play that, but I would expect him to go with the Wild Growth first, just because of the threat of Fiery War Axe.
Oh yeah, and also there is Ancient of Lore, which is really important in the matchups versus Warrior, because not only you put a big minion on the board.
Yeah, does help fill up the hand again. Anything but a coin and Wild Growth would be surprising. Does choose to go with it.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. There's no way, no need to risk the Fire War Axe being in the Warrior's hand. On the other side, for Thijs, he got a Throttling Berserker, which is not bad, and this is a bit of a different deck right now with more minions, so you can play Throttling a bit earlier. Like even before, you sometimes just slam Throttling as a tempo card.
Oh yeah, in this matchup against the Druid, you almost always play it on turn 3, just because the Throttling is not really your win condition. It isn't win condition that often anymore anyway, since the Warzone Commander change, where Throttling no longer is able to charge from the hand. But especially in this matchup, you don't need to hold on. You don't need to try to maximize value with it. You just play it early on, and quite often try to hold on to your Grim Patron and use the Grim Patron as the swing card. Try to get those 4 patrons on the board in one turn.
Yeah, absolutely. This is still like the valid strategy versus Druid. Just get a couple of patrons on turn 5 or 6, and you can just win. Right there, but the Throttling Berserker is really strong as well. The Pilot Shredder that Thijs actually picked up for the other turn. For Hoej, there's more ramp.
Yeah, there sure is. There's some decisions here. Does he want to kill that Throttling? I kind of like the... Do you like it? There's so much ramp right now. There's so much ramp. The Throttling Berserker looks like it might be something that you want to take out right now. Maybe with the Shade in combination with the Hero Power. As it could potentially be dangerous later on, but on the other hand, if there is some whirlwind effects, he might get the big game hunted.
Yeah, that's true. So Big Game Hunter can be useful to kill that Throttling Berserker. So like playing Big Game Hunter right now is not a good option. Killing it is probably alright because you will be able to pick up the Armor Smith. Even after Armor Smith clears your Shade, after the attack, you will be able to pick it up. The question is, yeah, you probably just attack with it first and then Hero Power and do Wild Growth?
Looks like he will go for the Aspirant instead. He knows that even if the Aspirant dies, the Innervate will be enough to get the Ancient of Lore played on his next turn. So I kind of like the Aspirant here. That's something more to the board. In case that there's no weapon, it might get some damage in.
And it seems like it actually will, because there is Pilot to Shredder, which is a great play, and Lothab as well as a follow-up on turn 5. So Thijs is just perfectly picking up the curve.
Yeah, pretty nice. Well, the curve is nice, but Thijs does not have any weapons just yet. I'm sure that Thijs would love to have a Death Spite or at least a Fiery War Axe in this situation. But other than that, there are some good cards in his hand.
Druid of the Claw for Hoej doesn't change much because his original plan might have just go for the attack.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so just to say, like, for a moment we actually lost the feed, but I think we actually are getting it right back. Okay, I can see it now.
Yep. We are back, and looks like Hoej did go with the Druid of the Claw first. Wants to protect his Darnassus Aspirant on this turn, and it might work out. The Slam with the Pilot Shredder will be enough to take out the Druid of the Claw, but unless there's a Fiery War Axe picked up afterwards, or maybe an Execute.
Well, he has the Slam as well, right? So
yeah, the Slam, yeah, but no weapon just yet. At least I can't see a weapon.
Yeah, no weapon there. All right, so he's going for the Lothab. This means like, well, Lothab is not contested by the 4/6, but then attacking as well. Interesting.
That's really interesting. I don't really understand why he would make that attack in this situation, because then the Druid of the Claw would still get nice trades with the Lothab afterwards, even if it's damaged. And Thijs chooses not to attack with the Pilot Shredder, and I kind of like that. Here for Hoej, 7 mana, Druid of the Claw, Ancient of Lore seems fairly obvious.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very good card to play.
Is there any merit to healing Druid of the Claw? Not really, no.
Yeah.
So powerful. Just like trying to see if there was any other thing he could have done. He could have attacked with the Druid of Claw into the low, healed back to full, but drawing 2 extra cards, trying to find that Force of Nature Savage or combo to end the game. So important.
It makes a lot of sense because also there is always a risk from patron to just explode with the patrons, and you need to have tools to deal with that.
That's
why you
true.
want to have strong minions on board.
Yeah, and Thijs really needs to make something happen. Even though Grim Patron is an important card, and Battle Rage is also an important card, right now having 2 of each doesn't really get him anywhere. Goes for the first Battle Rage, let's see what he picks up.
Well, yeah, that's 3 cards, so it's not bad, I'd say.
Oh, that's an Execute. That might help dealing with the lore. You could Inner Rage the Execute right now, but the Inner Rage seems something that you can't really replace very easily, since it's so good with the Grim Patrons later on.
He does have the Death Spite for the Whirlwind effect, and as long as he actually keeps the board alive, that might be good for him.
Yes, it might be too late, but better late than never. It's an important card to have. Next turn he will get to play it, and I'm almost certain that he will, no matter what the other cards getting played are going to be. And Hoej picking up his first combo base, it is the Savage Roar.
Well, Thijs was able to pick 6 cards, so right now the quality of the plays, starting from now on his side, will be amazing.
Oh yeah, Thijs has everything he needs, but except for maybe time. Like the time is not on Thijs' side, right? Time is on Thijs' side. He needs that little bit extra. He needs to survive to get those patrons going, but he needs that 1 extra turn to get the. Oh wow, light. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that was funny. It might have actually given him time, but it seems like Hoej is gonna deal with it right now.
Yeah, there's no real reason to sleep it up, I would imagine. It's over 2 turns, it's going to heal for 6 damage, which would be more than the damage that you gain by going phase right now. You can kill it anyway. So I would expect him to right now.
What was the play for Hoej? Like, what does he want to like swipe face maybe or swipe?
Yeah, an Innervate the Shade. I mean, he's still going to do it. If that minion was something that would have died to a swipe, he could have went face with the Ancient of War and potentially get a little bit more damage that way. But still completely fine. It's not a Doomsayer.
Alright, there's another Death Bite, but it seems like Thijs had everything anyway. So what will be the best play? He has 7 mana.
Yes, he has everything, but he doesn't have the Death Spite set up just yet. This is the Death Spite turn. I think it has to be the Death Spite turn.
Yeah, absolutely. But then like he can probably Enrage execute the Ancient. He can even Enrage Big Hunter. Actually, might be better. So Death Spite phase.
I kind of like that. There's no other Whirlwind effect, so with that he only could with the Death Spite he could only spawn 2 patrons. So keeping the Inner Rage for the Grim Patron would be kind of nice, but his back is against the wall, so I wouldn't be too surprised if he chose to go with the Inner Rage Big Game Hunter or Inner Rage Execute here. That's just gonna go face. This has to mean that he's Inner Rage Big Game Hunting the lore.
Yeah, that's pretty good because he has a minion on board that needs to be dealt with, and you know he's actually closer to the Grommash turn as well, because Grommash is a staple card in this kind of patron.
I really like that play. He knows that if there was a Doctor Boom, which usually is the only 7 or more attack minion in the Druid deck, it's very likely it would have been played on the previous turn. So he kind of figures that, oh, it's probably not there. And even if there was a Doctor Boom, he still has those executes. And dealing with the Doctor Boom shouldn't be too difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. But he is missing the Whirlwind himself, or a second Enrage.
Definitely is a problem right now. But Hoej is also missing the Force of Nature for now. So let's see if Thijs can draw into another Whirlwind effect before Hoej draws into his Force of Nature.
Alright, so Keeper of the Grove into the 4-2.
8 mana, 2 4-drops. That doesn't really help Thijs right now. He already had a weapon up and another one in his hand. I would expect to see some Grim Patron action finally, but it's not that amazing. But even getting those 2 on the board should help a little bit.
So what do you think you should do here? Do you just go for card draw and go Acolytes, attack face?
Well, Thijs is the patron player here. I haven't played patrons in quite a while, and I especially not this type of patrons. But I'm probably looking at something like Armor Smith Grim Patron and then swing with the weapon, go for the execute on the piloted shredder. So yeah, that's the patron, that's the Armor Smith, and yeah, and hit the keeper of the crow. You know, this is what I would also like. This is what I was first looking at. What HP does he have? What, depending what pops out of the shredder, if there's a force of nature, this just might be lethal. This is exactly lethal with force, but no force to be found.
Yeah, that's actually amazing. He was so close to finishing the game right here, right now.
Yep. Would have been exactly 10 from the existing minions on the board and 14 more coming. Oh,
wow.
Jones. Just a tiny bit late. It would have been so amazing last turn to take out that Death Spite. Still doesn't matter. I just likely to play another weapon later on in the game.
Alright, so what do you do now? You can deal with both patrons easily.
Yeah, you definitely want to do that. But how do you do it? I mean, either you sacrifice both of your minions or you go for the roar.
I think it's still fine, like just attacking the 3-2 with the 2-3 and attacking the 3-3 with 4-3.
That's probably fine. But the roar also, the roar lets him keep the shade for now. So that's quite good too.
Oh, he's actually going for the armor skill as well. He doesn't want to give him even more armor.
Alright, he does not need the comp necessarily to win this game. Seeing that one comp is gone is probably a good thing for if you Thijs right now, because those minions on the board, he has ways to deal with those. He has the Death Spite and the Execute.
And Shredder. And then fits the marker.
Yep, looks pretty good, but Hoej ready and waiting with that Harrison Jones.
Yeah. It's so funny that Harrison still works with Patron.
And see you boys.
And Hoej needs exactly that. He needs a big minion on board, he needs to deal with the weapon and draw some cards. And this is what he's gonna get. Additional glory is nice as well.
Yeah, not bad about it all, but second the Harrison Jones is the play here against that Death Spite. It's exactly what you want to land it on against the Patron Warrior. You know that there's no gore howls or anything like that that you would need to save it for.
Yeah, and actually if he gets second Savager, right, that will be how much damage? 21? Well, also there's armor up, not lethal yet, but this Harrison Jones is a threat.
Oh, this is an interesting call here. Do you go for the tempo PGH or not? Hoej knows that Thijs is likely to be playing, well, probably Chrome, but Dr. Boom also has made its way to most of the patron lists nowadays. It used to not be necessary, but after the Warzone Commander changed, it got more popular, and almost every player is now playing that Chrome option. There it is.
Yeah, I think that's pretty smart not playing it, because if you just play Living Hunter right here as a tempo card, if there's Gomage, you can actually have Gomage attacking into one of the minions, and then the second minion attacking into Harrison, and they will have to use Force of Nature to deal with Gomage, and there is still Dr. Boom, as you mentioned.
Yeah, definitely good call holding on to it here. There's at least 2 targets for it later on. Playing it here could potentially losing the game quite fast. It would have been helpful to trade with something, but... Oh man, Thijs. Is he going all in here, playing both the Acolyte and the Patron? Not even bothering with duplicating those, trying to duplicate those Patrons. Hoej, that's one combo, but he's 1 damage off.
Yeah, it's actually amazing. And there's a Gomage for Thijs, so even if he doesn't pick up the activator, how much damage is that? So that's a weapon, 10, 11, 15 points of damage.
Yeah, looks like Hoej has to heal here, or get a Doomsayer from the Shredder to survive. He could combo to clear, but that's I don't think you win by doing that play.
Well, he needs to do something. He knows that there's a lot of activators, something like a Taskmaster in Rage. So he is actually comboing clear.
Might work out. And he does have those minions. He knows that the warrior only has 1 card remaining. There's only 1 card in the warrior's hand, so... Wow. Their Nasus Aspirant.
Doesn't change much.
Not really, no. Because they have
but there's like Vader.
He's going to get it back when the turn begins.
If that's a whirlwind, that's it.
Yep, would have been.
Pirates? Nope.
No whirlwind just yet. Let's see if he plays the Grom. There's actually a big moment right here, because if Hoej finds something like Rot, he could maybe Rot the Grom for 1 and Big Game on it afterwards.
Yeah, that's true, but he's super low
So
anyway.
low, yeah.
I think you don't attack with the weapon. Oh, do you even attack with the weapon? We've seen double death spy, we've seen one fireworks. If you have a second fireworks, you might actually attack the weapon here.
It's a close call. The only reason to attack with it would be the last fiery war axe draw. And it could maybe, if you hold on to it, it might help with dealing with something like some kind of taunt minion. Let's say if there's a Druid of the Clawing taunt, you might kind of want to have that still. But he's going to make the attack just in case that he draws the last fiery war axe on his next draw or some of the next draws.
So it's not rough, and
it's not a rot. So there's no way right now to activate the enrage effect from the Chromes, and therefore cannot big game hunt it just yet.
no,
Goes for the heal and passes the turn. Let's see if Thijs finds the activation. No, that's not it just yet.
Not yet, but he has one draw, and he can actually get a Whirlwind, an Inner Rage, a Taskmaster if he plays it.
And there's a lot of cards Thijs can find here. Let's see. What's he gonna be? Taskmaster.
Wow. Alright, so that's 13. That's actually 15 on damage here.
Yeah. And Hoej, still with the big cam hunter. Didn't work out so well after all, but there was the chance. If he had it abroad, maybe it could have happened. No, not this time. And Thijs takes 2-0 lead. Thijs now only with his Druid remaining.
Yeah, it's so interesting because Hoej couldn't win with Druid. We'll see if Druid is actually able to win for Thijs. But yeah, that was really well played by both players. Even though Hoej had all those ramp elements. Alright, I think we're actually going to make a quick break to set up and to fix all the moment. And we're going into the game right now. So Druid versus Druid mostly is about who gets the ramp elements, who gets the wild growth, and who gets the tempo. For now, they both missed wild growth, they both missed aspirant. Hoej is definitely not happy with his Druid draws this match. On the other hand, Thijs doesn't have the aspirant or wild growth, but he got innervate coin Thorson, and he has 2 combo parts in his hand. So this is very important for now, and this might be. Yeah, he can't play it this turn, but Thorson coin innervate is so powerful in this matchup. So Hoej needs to draw something like a shade maybe. He gets his own Thorson, but Tempo Big Hunter is I think he can play. So Tempo Big Hunter is there, and for Thijs is the Thorson the best play. He has so many cards in hand, and the best part about Big Hunter being there is that it doesn't really counter Thorson. It's a 4-attack creature, so Hoej will need something else to be able to deal with it. But even if he deals with it, the damage is done, Thorson is there, and reducing the cards, the cost. Meanwhile, we're trying to get Savitz back to the call. Alright, Keeper to finish Thorson. So for now, Hoej is the one with the board. But then Thijs is the one with amazing cards, and he gets, wow, another Savage Roar. This means he has 22 damage potential in the hand right now on turn 10. And he also gets Dr. Boom. So Hoej can't really respond to this 4-4. Probably the best way will be to play his own Azure Drake just to fill the mana. He has Torsen on 6, he has Dr. Boom on 7, so he has a good curve. There is Big Game Hunter for Thijs, for the Dr. Boom. Alternatively, he can play Pilot to Shredder if he feels like that's something that will give him a bit more board. He can also just swipe it, but yeah, swipe is interesting because instead of developing your board, you just keep your board on your side. So he thinks like if you would play Azure Drake, there might be a way to deal with that, or just keep pushing, just attack with the Azure Drake into the 2-4, he's then losing the 2-4, and then playing something like a Druid of the Claw, and he's behind. And right now, he is able to play Torisan on a very okay board, and Torisan again has Super Taunt, you really have to kill it. And just keeping damage with the Keeper. So a really excellent play by Hoej, being able to keep his composure in this very bad game for him. But now he also had the Torisan tick. And the big question is, how much value did Thijs get? He is open to a swipe into Wrath for 5 mana to just easily deal with the board. And he might actually go for that. So Wrath on the 2-4, drawing a card, doing 2 damage, and swipe the 5-5, deal with the board, keep the minion alive. And now it will be turn for Hoej to do something. But we're getting closer and closer to double combo. So what can Hoej really do? Dr. Boom seems to be a good card always. Is there anything else? He can also go for Azure Drake Pilot to Shredder if he wants to. Because if he goes for Dr. Boom, if there's Big Game Hunter, he is in a very bad spot. He's losing tempo. And if he goes for Azure Drake Pilot to Shredder, not only he draws a card, but also he puts 2 minions on board that are hard to remove. But still, you might consider all the options. Dr. Boom still the strongest, especially if there is no Big Game Hunter, the card is great. So you might need to take the risk there. Alright, for Thijs, what are the options? He has 7 mana. This means he is open to combo. And that's 21 damage just right there. But it's not lethal. So he needs to figure something else. Big Game Hunter, always good to just deal with Dr. Boom. And he will have 5 mana open. The question is, do you want to stop the Aspirant? You probably do, because you don't want your opponent to have 9 mana to put his own combo online. Especially because the cards were discounted as well. So you might consider some cards, some combo parts being discounted right there. So he's going for the Aspirant kill, then Dr. Boom, and then 5 more mana. He can play Pilot Shredder to have more board. Probably not using Force of Nature. There's no point. The Pilot Shredder is the best minion there. Silence, not really that valuable. Alright, so he goes for that, having 3 minions on board and threatening lethal with double Savage Roar. He has great options right there. So this might be a really important turn to deal with these creatures. Hoej decides to go for the Azure Drake. He picks up Swipe. Wow, Swipe is so good right here. This was so huge for him. So with the Swipe, he clears the board. There's only Juggler. Juggler is getting killed by the bomb, 4 damage. That was a bit excessive. Poor Juggler got knocked out. And now back to Thijs. And actually, this is quite interesting because if Hoej has the combo, if he picks up Savage Roar, that's 14 plus 10. No, it's 5 plus 4, it's 9. So it's 23 points of damage. So even if there is a hero power, it's actually lethal. So then Thijs needs to do something. And he doesn't have lethal himself. So this game is really close on both sides. So what do you play to develop your board? Oh, Thijs is like, no, there is no combo, there is no Savage Roar, and there is actually no Savage Roar. So he takes the risk with Dr. Boom, which is the strongest play. If you feel like the combo kills you, but there's no combo. So he will be really happy not seeing the Force of Nature Savage Roar right here. And this means that Hoej needs to figure out something else. Force of Nature can help him clear Dr. Boom quite nicely. There's also Wrath, that can give 4 damage. So yeah, there's a couple of options. If you decide to go with Wrath, if you decide to draw with Wrath, you probably do it first. So if you Wrath for 2, What do you even want to pick up? There will be 7 mana, so you can still play Shredder and Shade. So basically you can ruff for 2, draw a card, then run your Azure Drake and Bomb into Dr. Boom. Hopefully Bomb will kill a bomb. And then just go with the Shade and Shredder. And Thijs will have a combo with maybe 1 bomb, which means this will be 17 damage. Alright, he's going for the force. So he says, I want my Azure Drake right here, right now. I want to preserve my Azure Drake. One of the Treants dies, but he clears the bombs. Azure Drake survives as well, which is a really good outcome for Hoej. So now he's still 1 with the minion. But now Thijs knows there is no Salvador and no force in hand. There can be second force, but this is a big information. So he can go for the best play for now, just develop the biggest minions. And what will be the biggest minion then to play? There is Sylvanas, which is quite nice. You will still have 3 more mana.
What to do?
Can you go for Force Savage Roar? Not really. You can clear the 4/4, but then you just deal damage, which doesn't matter that much. The mana curve is actually quite awkward because you can only play 1 big minion here. So you have to pick Edge of Lord, Sylvanas, or even Keeper. But Keeper doesn't do that much. Unless you actually go for the Wrath Keeper, which is 6 mana, and just deal damage so that you still have a minion. Next turn he is open to 22. So he is actually going for that, yeah, because next turn he can deal 22 points of damage with double Savage or Force of Nature. And if he has that minion on board, that is a difference between life and death, especially now with the attack to the face as well. Even if there is a shapeshift, if there is a hero power from Hoej, he's not out of the woods, and it looks terrible. He needs to use Wild Growth to draw a card to protect himself. But with this, there's actually 28 damage incoming with the Keeper of the Grove on board. So can he deal with that? Even with Druid of the Claw, if he plays it right now, that's actually not enough. So even if he goes Druid of the Claw into Taunt form, or whatever, like Charge into 2/4, and then Shapeshift Face, he's still dead to double combo. So this game is over right here, right now. There is no way for Hoej to survive. But he can't play around double combo. So if he doesn't assume there's double combo, there's 1 combo, probably the best way is to charge your cat into the 2/4 and also play, yeah, just play Shredder. If you go for the taunt, oh, he's not even going for the Druid of the Claw. That's because he's hoping that there is no combo in hand. Well, with 1 combo that will be 18 points of damage, and he needs to win somehow. So he's playing those minions because he wants to extend his board presence and then maybe finish the game with Druid of a Claw charge. So smart play, but nothing he could do was enough to play around double combo, Force of Nature, double Savage Roar. And this means Thijs is winning the series 3-0 versus Hoej in the first match of Group A round robin series. What an impressive win by Thijs. Really nice. And now if you guys can give us some time, we need to bring Savitz back. So we'll be back in just a moment with me and Savitz and with the next match.